on YouTube? It is your boy Z Got Keys, back at it like a crack addict with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be going over my 2024 lead strategies that we're currently using in our wholesale business. And then I'm going to go over what we previously used in the previous year, since we kind of changed up some of our strategies. So here we go. Without further ado, our inbound strategies for 2024 that we are using currently. Number one is PPC. Currently with PPC, we're spending about $5 grand, $6 grand a month, and we're marketing all over Texas for PPC. SEO is our second lead strategy. Now, SEO and PPC, they're both inbound leads that come from Google, but the difference between the two is PPC is leads now, SEO is leads later. It's more of a system that you build long term that is going to serve you for years to come. PPC is just a switch you can turn on and off. Our third inbound lead strategy, which is kind of by far my favorite, is referrals. Obviously, since referrals, they're free. You don't have to pay for them, and they come in continuously as you build good relationships in this business. Now, who is referring us deals? Good question. So a lot of times we are getting referrals from senior living stakeholders. If you know anything about senior living is an industry, a separate industry from real estate, but they kind of go hand in hand with each other. If you don't know, a lot of times in senior living, when somebody has a doctor telling them, hey, you cannot live at your home anymore, it's not safe. And usually those people have to pay to get into some sort of senior living facility. A lot of people can't afford it. That's expensive. So what do? They sell their house. Who did they sell their house to? They sell it to me. Why? Because I'm in front of people who are in front of those people in that space, whether it be social workers, placement agents, senior executives of different assisted living places. I'm in front of those people and actively building relationships with them, elder law attorneys, probate attorneys, building relationships with those people so that way they send me those deals on the dime whenever they need the help. So we also get referrals just from other sellers too. You guys would be surprised how many sellers actually know other people that need to sell their home. A lot of times we get referrals from a seller that has a family member that needs to sell their property, or a family friend that needs to sell a property, whether it be a year later, a couple months later, or even before they sell their house to us. Sometimes they're referring us over to somebody else that needs to sell their house quicker than they need to sell their own. And the reason why they do that is because we leave the conversations with grace. We're not pushy with our sales process. We're not high pressure sales. So people really enjoy talking to us, and we provide value to them, which is why we get referrals over and over again, because even if we don't make money buying that property, at least they're leaving the conversation with us more knowledgeable than they were before. And that is why people trust us to refer us over to anybody else that needs our help now. So that's our inbound strategies. Now let's go to outbound. So outbound, what we're doing now is we're doing bulk cold calling and we're doing niche cold calling. Previously, our bread and butter was SMS, but now since the regulations have really just died, the SMS strategy, it came to a halt, this year, to be honest with you, and we had to change over to bulk cold calling, and we're ramping that outbound system dramatically. So the difference between bulk cold calling and niche cold calling is bulk. Obviously, it's in the name. You're calling thousands of records, usually through a dialer, at one time. With niche, you're calling a specific subset of motivated sellers that you know are motivated. Usually they have multiple levels of distress. The way you find that out, the way I find that out, is through my CRM, REI Sift. Now, if you guys don't know what REI Sift is, I encourage you guys to look this up. It's a game changer. But what it does is it allows me to filter for people that have multiple levels of motivation. So if I pull a tax delinquent list and a code violations list and a vacants list, and I see that there are maybe 10 individuals that are all on tax delinquent, code violations, and vacants list, that is a motivated seller that I want to contact now. So I'm getting on the phone hand dialing those people. Well, not me, but my VAs, they're hand dialing a specific subset of motivated sellers. Bulk cold calling, usually we're just calling one list, maybe a tax delinquent list or a code violations list, and we're just hitting that continuously, every single day, calling 5,000, 10,000 records. And we used to do the same thing with SMS. Same thing as bulk dialing, except now you're texting them. And I loved SMS. It makes me sad that the regulations have really killed it. It's been good times with SMS, but now you got to adapt. You got to adapt to your market. You got to adapt to the conditions that you're in. And this is what separates you from being a broke wholesaler, from being a 6-7 figure wholesaler, is adapting your marketing and putting multiple marketing strategies in place. So that way, if one marketing strategy like SMS goes down, you still have all these other strategies that you are utilizing and that you are building to bring leads into your business, because leads are the lifeblood of your business. The other strategy that I forgot to put on here is inbound, and that's DM. DMs are not dead. DMs are alive and well. Since I think SMS has dropped, DMs have increased for sure. DMs are pretty expensive though, and with DMs, you don't want to just send mail to everybody. Again, much like the niche cold calling, you want to treat your DMs in the same way. You want to treat your DMs and you want to send them only to people who show multiple levels of distress, or that have not responded to your marketing efforts. Let's say you've marketed and called a specific seller 20 times and they have not said anything, and you see that they're on tax delinquent or even foreclosure. Maybe you want to send them a piece of mail. Or even if you see a seller that you have skip traced, or prospects that you have skip traced, have not received any numbers back. Those people, we call them exhausted records, and we mail all of our exhausted records because, if we can't call them, if we can't text them, what else are we going to do with them? We're going to mail them. And I'm telling you, we get a lot of responses from that, and it works. It really does. DMs have kept us afloat, since SMS has, kind of disappeared on us. So now what I'm going to show you guys is kind of the KPIs associated with each campaign. And what I like about this is, I can show you guys exactly how many leads each campaign produces with how much marketing we have spent. So this is for last year, for all of our campaigns that we have done. Last year was a really tough year in the wholesaling business and just the real estate business in general. It was really tough. A lot of people went out of business and a lot of people got killed. So, but not us. We survived and we thrived, but we took a hit, especially in revenue. So, cost per lead SMS. Guys, make sure you guys are tracking your numbers from the get-go. Numbers are one of the many keys to success in this business. It's going to tell you what you're doing right and what you're going to do wrong, what you're doing wrong, and how to predict what's going to happen in the future. So, We spent $26,000 on SMS last year. We produced 327 leads. Our cost per lead was about $80 per lead, and we closed 11 deals for an average deal size of $18,000. And just on SMS alone, it brought us $162,000 of profit. Okay, so for SMS, we had to send 20,000 texts to get one deal. One deal, 20,000 messages. So think about that when you guys are marketing. You're not just going to send 2 text messages, 3 text messages and think you're going to get a deal. Guys, this is a consistent thing that you got to do day in, day out, and you have to do a lot of it. So moving on to cold calling. Cold calling, we spent $18,000 over the year, generated 127 leads. Each lead cost us $142, which is a little bit more expensive than SMS. Actually, kind of a lot more expensive. But we contracted 14 deals, but only made $73,000. So cold calling cost us more money, made us less money, and yeah, that's why it sucks that SMS just kind of died on us, because forced us to pivot. But now, we're gonna make it happen anyways. It took 3,000 cold calls for one contract. 3,000 cold calls. So think about that. Again, when you guys are calling, especially if you're brand new to this business, you're gonna call 3,000 people before you get one contract. So think about that. So understand, again, that this is a consistent level of focus in each niche, in each subset of lead strategy that we have specific people to focus on each strategy, so that way we can produce results like this. So whatever strategy that you choose, whether if you're starting out, choose one strategy and be consistent with it, because you're not going to call 3,000 people while texting 20,000 people at the same time. Focus on one strategy and just do that consistently until you get a deal. DMs. So direct mail, we kind of ramped it up from the beginning of the year all the way to the end. At the beginning of the year, we started at 99 mailers, and we ramped it up all the way to about 2,000. Okay, so we spent $9,000 on marketing for direct mail, and we produced 35 leads. So out of those 35 leads, we contracted only 4 deals. We contracted 4 deals. We made total $50,000. So look at the difference between the inbound and the outbound. The outbound for cold call, we contracted 14 deals and made $73,000. For one of our best inbound strategies on DM, we only contracted 4 deals and made $50,000. So it'll tell you the level of motivation for people that are calling you and the bigger spreads that you can get, because now they're calling you instead of you calling them. But starting out, definitely inbound is the best way to, or outbound is the best way to go. For DMs, it took us 3,000 direct mails to get one contract. 3,000 direct mails, which is insane. But that's what it takes. Now for SEO, we started that in mid-April. For SEO, all you really need is a website, but what they don't tell you is you have a on-page optimization and then you have off-page optimization, meaning that you have to do work on the front end on your website to make the wording look right, to make sure that you have all your keywords, all your entities, everything on page on your website needs to be set up correctly. Not only that, but the other big portion of it is your backlinks, the off page. So that's what we've been paying for backlinks basically provide validity to your website. So you have to pay for backlinks in order for you to drive traffic to your website, for people to see it, and for them to Google search you and call you and hopefully drive deals. So we spent $18,000 on SEO. We generated 22 leads and we made $7,000. So, and that's, again, SEO is a long-term, you don't see results from SEO in a month or 2 months. That's more of a year, 2 years plus is when you start seeing results. So we actually started closing really big deals from SEO this year from the marketing that we did last year. So these numbers, when I come to you guys next year in 2025 for SEO, are going to look a lot different, which will be exciting to show you guys. So overall, we spent about $47,000 on marketing, closed 23 deals. So each deal that we closed cost us $2,000. So understand that, guys, this is it's a long-term game. It's a consistent game. You can't get shiny object syndrome and think, oh, I'm going to go and do direct mail 1 month, and then the next month, oh, I'm going to do SMS, and then the next month, oh, I'm going to do cold calling. Stick with one strategy. If you're just starting out, I recommend just doing inbound, right? If you're starting out and you have some money, now I'd probably, and you have time, and you don't have time, you have money but don't have time, maybe you want to do DMs. Maybe you just want to pull some lists and send a bunch of direct mail. If you don't have money and you're just starting out, do outbound. Do SMS or cold call. With SMS, with the regulations, you can get away with doing just a little bit, not as a lot of messages as we were doing. We were sending about 70,000 text messages every single month. Now, you probably can't even send that much, but you still can get deals. You just got to tweak it down a little bit. So start with those. As you get more money, then start implementing new strategies every single time that you close a deal. So that way you bulletproof your business and you stay ahead of the game and you make your business successful. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment in the video. Show me that you like this video by smashing that like button and subscribe. And thank you for watching.